welcome to this roughly 30-minute long practice, tapping into the theme of the week, our neutrality and grounding, anchoring the body and the breath. So this class is called the neutral state, and that will very much be the theme through the whole session. So you may want a mat. You can also just work on carpet or a hard floor. You might want some blocks or books in place of blocks, or some firm cushions, or even some blankets that you can stack up. So anything that can just help bring the ground up to meet your body. So we'll take a fairly steady session. We'll begin doing a quick reset, tapping into the glutes and the core or the inner unit, and then we'll gradually move up to standing for a little bit of sequencing, and then we'll arrive back down on the ground towards the end for a relaxation that you can take for as long or as little time as you like. So if you take hold of one of your props, just have it set to the side, come to lie down, and it's taking a few moments to check in or tune into your breath. It's bringing the breath to a steady pace and rhythm. Observing the rise and fall, gentle, steady flow of the breath. Encouraging a sense of expansion, of contraction, that outward and inward movement of the rib cage. And really encouraging the back of the rib cage to settle into the ground here as you connect with your breath. Feeling and sensing that support right beneath you. And then if you have your eyes closed there, then steadily reopening, and we'll take hold of one of your props to set it between your thighs. So it can be thin or midway around, so smaller or slightly bigger. Really pressing the toes down here and slightly hugging the block. We'll lift up from the tailbone, bringing the palms to the hip creases, so just where the thighs and the hips meet. Spreading the fingers nice and wide, lifting the toes up a little so the toe mounds stay down to the ground, and then pressing the hips up into the hands and pulsing. So a fair few bits to connect with there. We've got this little pulsing action. So the glutes are super important in providing support and stability for the whole of the body, but especially for the lower body. So building up this strong root. And I'm really holding up there for a moment, taking a breath in and exhaling, lowering all the way back down. We'll keep the prop. You can always switch the angle up. Hands drawing behind the head and the neck, and we'll have the elbows reaching towards the ceiling. So the skull nice and heavy in the hands. You have the elbows reaching up so that we can stay connected to the shoulder blades or the scapula here. Taking a breath in and then Exhaling, peeling up off of the shoulder blades. So really rooting down through this kind of diamond area from the pubic bone to the front hip points to the navel. Pulling in there. Inhaling to lower back down. Exhaling, peeling up. And seeing if you can keep this neutral curve of the lower back there so we're not flattening the back out. Inhaling to lower back down. Exhaling, peeling up. Option here to keep the feet down or to squeeze the block and extend the feet out from the knees. And back down. Inhaling to lower. Exhaling, peeling up. Same options again. Feet down or extending. And then back down. Inhaling to lower. If you have one of the props there, then just taking it out and either rolling to one side or rocking up. And we'll come into a quadruped stance. So shoulders will be stacking over the wrists and we'll have the knees tucked in under the hips. Really spreading the hands, or the fingers rather, as wide as you can so you can root down through the base of the knuckles. And we'll just begin here with a little movement of the pelvis. So the rest of the body is staying reasonably still. So just this tucking and untucking of the tailbone. Keeping the breath steady. And then beginning to work up through the spine. So the lower back can move, and then the mid and the upper back, and the head and the neck as well. Don't need to worry about the head doing all of this action. So we'll keep the head and the neck just following the rest of the movement there. And the breath can sync up either way around. And then moving back between those two movements. So we're still pulling in through that lower diamond area of the lower core region. Sliding the right leg out behind with the toes tucked and taking a little rocking action here. And then shoulders back over the wrists, pressing the foot away, lifting up. Avoid dipping through the lower back. Keep hugging in this front body. And then knee back in. Left leg extending, beginning with this small rocking action. And then back, pressing away, lifting up again, pulling in through this lower front core. And then back in. Just a couple more bits here. Right leg extending, same action. Option to take the left arm out, this big line of energy right through the torso. And then back down, left leg extending, pressing the foot away. Option to reach the right arm out. And then back down. Final bit. You can always take a break off of the wrists if you need a moment. Everything is optional. So I'll lift the right knee, pulling the thigh in and opening out to the side, taking round behind and pulling the thigh back through. One more time, to the side, round behind and then back through. And in reverse, out behind, round to the side, and through, out behind, to the side, and back through. Left thigh pulling in, out to the side, round behind and back through. Really watch for the hip wanting to pop open. Should have said that on the first side. Pulling through. One more time. Oh, sorry, no, we're going the opposite direction now. So out behind, to the side, and in. Out behind, to the side, and in, and down, and we'll come off of those hands and wrists and coming to the forearms. You can send the hips back here if you want to, or keep the hips lifted a little. Maybe taking some movement for the hands and the wrists. And if you need some more preparation for the wrists at any point, you can always have a look at my wrist preparation videos. Little link up there. And then once you finish this cycle of breath, we'll rise up. If you'd like to come through downward dog, you can do. Or we'll step the feet forward from there and we'll rise all the way up to standing. So we'll move into some sequencing and flow. We're keeping it very basic. Beginning with sun salutation 1 or classical sun salutation. So really part of our reset. They're setting up approximately hip distance apart, anchoring the feet down, feeling this line of energy right the way up through the legs to those hips. Inhaling, arms sweeping forward and up. Exhaling, hinging out, bending as much as you need to, hands to the mat or maybe to some props, so blocks, books or cushions. And right leg back, knee down, toes flipping, resisting the ground. Inhaling, arms sweeping up, tailbone lengthening down. Exhaling, hands down, toes tucking, heel pressing away, left leg through, knees lowering, all the way down, shoulders staying lifted. Inhaling, snaking away, pulling the hands in towards your hips. Exhaling down, pressing through, lifting from the pelvis and hips, tabletop or downward facing dog. Hips lifting high, right leg stepping through, knee down, top of the foot to the mat. Inhaling, sweeping up. Exhaling, hands down, toes tucking, stepping the left foot in. Inhaling, rising up. Exhaling, arms down. Inhaling, sweeping up. Keep anchoring the feet down, hinging out, hands down, left leg stepping or sliding back, knee down, top of the foot to the mat. Rooting down, inhaling up. Exhaling, hands planting, toes tucking, heel pressing away, right leg through, lowering the knees all the way to the mat, shoulders lifting. Inhaling, snake action, pulling the hands towards the hips. Exhaling down, lifting through pelvis and hips. Tabletop or downward dog. Left leg stepping towards the top, knee down, foot flipping, anchoring down, inhaling, arms sweeping forward and up, exhaling, hands planting, toes tucking, stepping in, inhaling to unhinge, arms releasing back down. So let's break some of that down a little bit more and we'll add small amount on. Inhaling, forward and up with the arms. Exhaling, hinging out, hands down. Right leg back, knee lowering, toes staying tucked if that feels okay for you. Resisting the ground, arms sweeping up with your in-breath. really rooting those feet down, hugging in with the thighs, so as if you're gathering energy inwards. Fingertips reaching away as much as they can. And then releasing the arms down. And we'll take these nice big shoulder scrubs. Really meeting the skin and the tissues around the shoulder blades. And then hands to the mat, spreading those fingers, pressing the heel away, left leg through, knees down, heads of the arm bones lifting, lowering to the mat, inhaling, cobra, exhaling, releasing, lifting pelvis and hips, tabletop, or downward facing dog. Right leg stepping forwards, keep the hands rooting so the foot can draw wherever it can. You can use the hand to help guide it through, or lower the left knee first. Knee down, toes tucked, anchoring, resisting the ground, arms sweeping up, taking cycle of breath or two here, finding those points of connection, hugging in through the inner thighs, everything drawing towards this midline of the body. Then arms are releasing, that shoulder rolling action, getting right into the skin and the tissues around the shoulder blades. Hands drawing down, left leg in, inhaling forward and up, exhaling back down. One more sequence here. Inhaling forward and up, exhaling, hinging out the hands to the ground or your props. Left leg back, knee down, toes staying tucked, rooting down, inhaling, rising all the way up. Arms releasing, hands clasping behind, thumbs or knuckles to your sacrum. So right in between the upper flesh of the butt cheeks. So the very lowest part, the flat part of the spine now. Drawing the shoulder blades in towards each other, so retracting, and then letting the elbows follow that movement. Cycle of breath there. Hands down, lifting the knee, right leg back, knees down, heads of the arm bones staying up, inhaling, cobra, pulling rather than pushing, exhaling down, lifting from the front, tabletop or downward dog. So you've got this step forward again. Left leg drawing through, keep those hands rooted, knee can draw down first, hand can assist. Inhaling, arms reaching up, finding all of those points of connection. Arms down, hands behind, shoulder blades drawing towards each other or retracting, elbows following. Cycle of breath. Hands down. This time we'll send the left leg through, coming off of the hands and wrists for a child's pose. You can take any variation that you like, so it might be knees wide, or you might want the knees together there, arms in any variation that you like. It's taking a few cycles of breath there, finding that connection, feeling the support and energy from the ground. And then rising up, either moving through downward dog or stepping forwards and unhinging, reaching up, arms drawing back down. Moving into a few sun salutation A's, and then we'll end with a sun salutation B before we come back to the ground. Inhale, arms forwards and up. Exhaling, hands to the ground or your props, stepping or hopping back to plank. Keep lifting the back of the head up. Knees down or knees lifted, squeezing the glutes, lowering down. Fingertips reaching back, rooting down through the pubic bone, getting those glutes activated or switched on. Inhaling to lift for locust, exhaling, lowering, picking up from the front, tabletop or downward dog. If you're in downward dog, lifting those heels, bending the knees, sending those sit bones up towards the ceiling, stepping, hopping, or walking forwards, whichever you prefer. Inhaling to rise, we'll go straight in, exhaling, hinging out, stepping or hopping back to plank, knees up or down, lifting up from the back of the skull, knees down or up, squeezing the glutes, lowering to the mat, hands reaching back, lifting for locust. Exhaling down, hands in, lifting from the front, tabletop or downward dog. Drawing towards the top of the mat, hopping, stepping, walking. Inhaling to rise, final one. Exhaling, hinging out, stepping or hopping back. Working those glutes, lowering down, reaching back, inhaling to lift, exhaling to lower, hands tucking in, up and through, downward dog or tabletop, making your way back to the top of the mat, rising up, arms down. Softening your eyes or closing your eyes for a moment, feeling the energy lifting up through the body from the ground. Steadying the breath there. Feeling that neutral state through the whole of the body. And then we'll finish with one more sun salutation B. So we'll keep the feet apart, inhaling, arms reaching up or out, and we'll send the hips back. So if you feel a lot of tightness around the shoulders, keep the arms a little lower, anywhere in this region, so we're not popping out from the ribs, keeping all of this nice and contained. Anchoring down, sending those hips back, and then exhaling, hinging out, stepping or hopping back, plank with the knees up or down, lifting the back of the skull, lowering any way you like, cobra or locust. Releasing with your exhale, picking up from the pelvis and the front of the body, tabletop or downward dog. Right leg drawing forward. So again, as many steps, you can lower the knee if you need to. And then we'll send the left heel down. So we have the foot on a slight diagonal. And as you draw up, you can reset the feet so they're a little bit wider. Inhaling, reaching up, resisting the ground, picking up through the sides of the rib cage. Exhaling, hands down, drawing through into plank. Knees up or down, squeezing the glutes, lifting the back of the head, lowering to the mat, locust or cobra. Exhaling to lower. Lifting through from the front body, tabletop or downward dog. Last side, left leg forwards, as many steps as you need. Right heel down to that diagonal, lifting up, finding some space for the hips, maybe widening the left foot, anchoring down, arms reaching up, rooting down to rise up through the rest of the body. Exhaling, hands down, left leg through, and coming to your version of child's pose. Taking a few cycles of breath there. You can always flip palms up if you like. Rest the forehead down. Find some movement of the head from side to side. And then inhaling, rising up. We'll swivel the legs round, out in front, and then lowering right the way down to the back of the body. So I'll set up just with the knees bent for a moment, bringing the thighs in towards you. The knees can tuck in towards each other. You might want to use a prop to your right side if you want some support here. We'll take the arms out wide and using an exhale, guiding the legs over towards your right side. So you have your left hip more or less stacking over the top of the right. So the pelvis is level there and we have some rotation through the spine. When you take in a few cycles of breath there, using another breath to guide the legs back in, resetting the hips and pelvis if needed, arms back to that T, and then exhaling to your left side with the right hip more or less stacked over the left. Taking a few cycles of breath there. And then drawing the legs back in towards you, lowering the feet down and setting up for your final relaxations. That might be with the knees bent, it might be with the legs out long. The arms can rest down by your sides or on your body, wherever feels comfortable for you. And bringing your attention back to your breath, following its rise and fall. You might close your eyes here or soften the gaze. And really sensing that contact between the back of the rib cage, the back of the hips, all the way down the backs of the legs. That contact and connection with the ground. If you'd like to press pause here to take a little longer in this relaxation, you have that option. And then when you're ready, we'll rebend the knees, either drawing to one side first or rocking up to come all the way up to a seated stance, either cross-legged or maybe with the legs out in front, whatever feels comfortable for you. You have the option to bring the hands together at the heart centered by the sternum. It's taking 1 or 2 cycles of breath there. And then saying thank you to yourself for making this time in your day and your week. And also saying thank you to both your mind and your body for guiding you through this 30-minute practice. And thank you for joining me as well. Namaste. I look forward to practicing with you again soon.